that particular comment about the pilot is definitely still racist, and here's why.
If I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
He was talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and one, as a former diversity consultant, I can say um, he's lying and completely misrepresenting what DEI was about. And I don't think that was an accident. I think that intentional misrepresentation is stoking racial division. It has a racist motive behind it. Let me mischaracterize this to further denigrate and antagonize black people. Remember what the definition was. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts. You'd have to find one and show it to me. And again, I think that might be, if you find it, it'll be the exception to the rule. DEI was never about let's throw away all of our standards and put black people that are not qualified in to meet a racial quota. And then we'll be great. Because the reality is, businesses still have to profit for those that are driven by profit. Uh, Businesses still have to profit and function properly and maintain their customer base. And if you put unqualified people in, the quality of service will drop. And again, that's not practical from the perspective of the business owner, but it's also not true. It's not true because diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts were meant to reach out to non white groups, underrepresented groups, because oftentimes, in terms of employment, it's a lot of times it's about relationships. And if white people who were the majority, and I believe still are running the show, definitely holding most of the seats of power in terms of ownership and hiring power, it's very limited. It's very limited in terms of who's represented. So DEI wasn't saying we need to get more black quota, so let's just drop all the standards. That was made up. That's a conservative lie. It was about let's get people from different pools of different backgrounds to mix it up because the country is not all white. The country is diverse. Let's represent diversity within our company. So if the standard was that this job required a bachelor's degree, let's try to get some non-white people with bachelor's degrees. It wasn't bachelor degrees don't matter anymore. That's not true. That's a lie. And that is creating a culture that enrages more white people because now they're thinking that they aren't getting jobs because they're white and now they're claiming reverse racism. But it's all a lie though. DEI was about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Look up the definition of equity. Look up the definition of inclusion. Look up the definition of diversity. These are very simple things, but the reality is that that side, and we're not talking about Democrats today, we're talking about Republicans because Charlie was a Republican. That side traffics in stoking racial fear and fanning the flame on negative preconceived notions that white people have about black people being lazy and undeserving and welfare queens, even though the majority of the welfare recipients in this country are white. Look it up. So we have a system here on the conservative side of things where they know that white people have certain anxieties and they're playing to it. And there's nothing Christ like about that. They're playing to this reality. You should be scared of them. You should be worried about them. They're dangerous. They're lazy. But when it comes down to it, the idea of if I see a black pilot, a boy, I hope he's qualified. Again, denigration. I assume a lack of qualifications because you're black. That is racism. Go back to the definition. It's devaluing, it's putting you down based on your race. A pilot still has to have a pilot's license. Nobody was letting black people fly planes without a pilot's license. Think about this, people. We weren't letting black people fly planes without pilot licenses. And the idea that you would think someone that you don't know isn't qualified when all you know about them is that they're black, That itself is racism. And the fact that you would think that everything's good to go if the pilot is white, that is racism. That's lifting up the white people and denigrating the black people. And
we ain't going out like that. We ain't going out like that. Watch me go.